Hello, Bloodies. Thank you for visiting the crypt, or office, of the Dead and Laughing Show, where the collection of stories is growing almost every night by souls just like yours. I'm glad to have you here as we delve into tales of the unexplainable and the unbelievable. Verses of shadows and specters, witches and weirdos. Did you hear that? Don't worry. Pay no mind to the entity in your area. It likes to wait until you're all alone. Now grab your cuddle corpse and say a prayer that you don't live in these moments. Welcome to Live with the Afterlife. Damn, they went do the detail. It's funny. Hello, Bloodies. I heard you sit down. I can't help but keep going back and forth to this book. It's Scorn. The art of the game. And, dude, just the details and everything. I absolutely love H.R. Giger's work. So, seeing everything put in is just fucking crazy. Absolutely love it. If you haven't played it, I suggest you play it, because this shit looks crazy. I didn't know those were little mounds of bodies. Holy shit. If you haven't played it, I say play it. If you haven't seen this book, I'd say check it the fuck out. Really. It's worth it. If you love art, you will love this. Because, holy fuck, I absolutely love that. You're here for a scary story. Oh, fair warning. This does have to deal with... well, depending on what your parents used to scare you as a kid, maybe it could be like the way my mom was. Oh, you hear that? It's La Llorona. Oh, careful, the cucuy's gonna get you. Or old reliable, like what the devil used to do. Listen or I'm gonna fuck you up. Well, okay. I'll listen, Mom. I love you. Don't hurt me. And then, up. I'm such a happy fellow, aren't I? Either way. This one is called She's Crying Outside. This was sent from an older lady, actually. It says, hello, my name is... I'm not going to say. I'll just call her M. For, for anonymity. I almost fucked up on that one. For her sake, I'll just M. This happened over the years when I was a young girl to adulthood. The very first time I heard this, I was a young girl living in Norwalk, California. Hey, I got family in Norwalk. I remember hearing it would be a light cry, like a moan on the wind, to hard crying, whimpering outside, and it would sound closer or further, not even depending on the day. Sometimes it sounded closer, sometimes it sounded further. And to be honest, I thought it was maybe a drunk neighbor crying over a relative that has passed. But that can't happen that often, right? When I was a little girl and I first heard this, I didn't think anything about it. Just figured somebody's father passed away, something, because I could hear them crying, saying, why? Why? No, why? Didn't think anything. A little bit of time goes by, same year, within a 2-month span, I hear it again. This time, I'm listening, because I remember I heard it. So, I look out the window. I don't see anything. But I get here crying outside my window. On the street. Not thinking of it. I just figured maybe I'm just hearing things. Maybe my mom's watching a movie. After that, I told my mom what I heard. My mom told me, Did you look? Yeah, I didn't see anybody. I heard crying. Who was it? Were you watching something? Mija, why'd you look? I heard it a while ago too. Why? Mija, you're not supposed to look. When you hear that, you don't look. You just lay down, you relax, you just try to go to sleep. Don't listen. Why? Well, just do what I say. Just listen. Next time you hear that, how about this? Next time you hear that, you come to me and you tell me. Okay. A little bit of time goes by, couple of days, I hear it again. This time it sounds a little bit further. I don't look. I don't even bother with it. But this time it sounds like she's crying hard. It sounds like an older lady just crying. So I go to my mom. Tell her, Ma, I hear it again. What do you mean you hear it again? What are you talking about? I hear that crying again. My mother was inside the living room. She was watching TV. She said, sit down. Just sit down. Come here. She patted the couch right next to her. Said, come over here and sit down. So I did. There was a little blanket she threw over me. She had it on her lap. She threw it over me and said, just relax, go to sleep. Like, but what is that? Just go to sleep. Okay. Figuring if I continue to ask, I might get my ass whooped. So, I said okay. So as I laid down, I tried to get comfortable. You could still hear it faintly outside. I was able to fall asleep. Probably because my mother was right there. I woke up the next day, I was still on the couch. My mom wasn't there. She was actually making something to eat. That morning, when I walked up to the kitchen, I sat down and I asked her about it. What was that outside? What was that crying? She said, don't worry about it, Mija. But what was that crying? I don't know. What do you mean you don't know? You acted like you knew something. I could see it in your face. You knew something. My mother didn't like the fact that I was so direct. But that's the type of kid I was. She looked at me and said, I'll tell you when you're older. Not knowing what to make of it, I figured, fine. I'll just forget about it then. If I hear it again, I'll tell her. Maybe she'll tell me then. Time went by. A couple years actually went by and I heard it. I heard it again. By this point, I was already in middle school. I heard it again. It sounded closer. I did not want to look because it sounded so close. So I just went to my mother. Went straight to her and said, Mom, I hear it. It sounds like it's closer. It sounds like it's right there on the street. My mom says, just don't listen to it. Don't look outside. Don't look outside. Why? Whenever you hear crying, you don't look outside. Just don't. But why? What if it's somebody who's hurt? No, this isn't the first time you've said this, remember? Me forgetting that, yes, I have heard this. Like, oh yeah, I did. Well, why does it sound like that? Who's crying? My mom tells me, just sit down. So she tells me about the La Llorona. A young woman who drowned her children is now looking for them. I figured it's just a scary story. Did his job too. I didn't like the way I felt after hearing that story about a young woman whose husband cheated on her, so she drowned her children. And she goes around punishing bad kids. Why? Doesn't make any sense to me. She's looking for her children. Why would she punish bad kids? Am I a bad kid? Finally, I asked my mother when she was done, but I'm not a bad kid. Am I a bad kid? She says no. No, you're not a bad kid, Mija. But there probably are some kids on the street that are. So you better be good. Listen. Listen, do not look out the window. Fine. After that, I stood out there in the living room. I did not want to go back into my room. Stood up all night with my mom. We were watching TV. I didn't want to go to sleep because I could still hear that crying. I kept my mom awake, which she was not happy about, but she humored me. So, next day came. Next day gone. Nothing happened. For multiple days, nothing happened. Heard it again this time. This time, I figured I'm gonna look. Because it sounded so far away. Maybe I could see it down the street. So, I heard it. I opened my blinds. I looked, and I seen it on the street in front of the neighbor's house. It didn't sound like it was that close. It sounded like it was further. I couldn't believe it. It looked like a little old lady. What the hell? It looked like a little old lady. Just slowly walking down the street. In the middle of the road. Just walking down the street. Saw a car coming up. I thought, oh, she's gonna get hit. So I let go. Backed away from the blinds. And I was just waiting to hear the worst sound I could think of. I was waiting to hear just that bump of a body and a crash. I didn't even know if there was going to be a bump. All I could think was, oh, that lady's going to get hit. So I stopped, I backed away, and I didn't hear anything. I saw the car lights go by. I thought, did the woman get out of the way? It was quiet. I looked back out the window. There was nobody outside. I didn't even hear the crying anymore. Next morning, I told my mother that I looked, figuring that I could be honest with my mom and she would understand that I'm being curious, being a kid. I'm curious. I'm still a kid. No, she got mad. She got angry. She said, "Why did you look?" Like, what? I looked. I saw it was. It's like, no. Why did you look? It's like, it sounded like it was further down the road. But she was in front of the neighbor's house. And she was in the street. It's like, pendeja, why did you look? It's like, just, I don't know. I was curious. I was really curious. I didn't know what it was. My mom just shook her head at me. She didn't know what to say. She looked like she wanted to say something, but she didn't know what to say. So she just told me, "Have you ever heard the saying, curiosity killed the cat?" Yeah. Right now, you're going to end up being the cat. You need to stop. But no, you need to stop. If you hear it again, don't look, don't pay attention to it. Just go on with your day, go on with your night. Just try to go to sleep. Okay? Don't look. Okay. I won't look. So I did what my mother said. Whenever I heard that crying, I didn't look. Until I got older. I already had children of my own. They were sound asleep, and I heard crying. I thought it was a neighbor. I thought it was the neighbor outside. So, I looked outside. Because I heard it once in a while, but I didn't hear it a lot. This time it's been years since I've heard it. So I looked. As I peeked out the window, I seen an old lady hit me. That's the same old lady. It's the exact same old lady I remember seeing when I was a little girl in Norwalk. There's no way that could be the same person. It was this little old lady hunched forward. Her gray, whitish hair covering her face, covering her head. Her hands up in front of her, like she's rubbing her hands due to arthritis. And she's slowly making her way down the street. I was terrified. Before I closed my blinds, I could swear she looked in my direction. I could swear she turned and looked at me. Just for a moment. I backed away. I didn't want to see her. I didn't want to look. I didn't want to do this anymore. So I backed away from the window. Ever since then, I still hear it once in a while. She always sounds like she's far. I'm not sure if that has to do with anything. Then I remember when I was a little girl, when I heard that it was further, sounded like she was down the road, but really she was just in front of the neighbors. Could that be a sign for something? I don't know what it was that I saw. I don't know if it was La Llorona. All I know is I don't want to see that crying woman again. And I tell my kids, if you ever hear that, don't look. Don't look outside. Don't get curious. It's not going to do anything good. Nothing bad has happened to me, but she never looked at me until recently. So, I don't know what else. I don't know what else is going to happen. Is it bad luck? Is something going to happen? Is it a sign of impending doom? I don't know. But whatever it is, I hope nothing happens. And I pray every night. But once in a while, I still hear that crying. And even though I'm a mom, I am not going to look out there. Thinking, oh, now why? My mom never wanted to look. Wow. That's fucked up. So, I'm trying to figure this out. When she looked at you, when you actually got a glimpse of this old woman and she looked at you, was it like she just forward and right at you, or what the fuck was it? Because that sounds like that would be creepy. That would be fucking creepy. I mean, if you're hearing it your whole fucking life, that already does sound creepy. That sounds strange. But you're still hearing it? I can't say shit. I mean, me and Gully Julie, actually, we still experience certain things that we have experienced our whole fucking lives. So, yeah, I know that could happen, but that just sounds so fucking like it's an old lady crying, and yeah, it sounded like she was down the road, but she was in front of your neighbor's house. You know what? I don't know that much about La Llorona. I only know what I've been told. I might look more into that, but that sounds trippy. I know that sounds like something. That does sound like something. I know I've heard that about an urban legend where it sounds like it's further, that means it's closer, and it sounds like it's closer, that means it's further. I don't remember which one it was though. Fuck. I'm gonna look into that. But that sounds weird. I don't know about it being La Llorona, because I have heard that as well. I have heard crying outside, like as a kid. I've heard it before, and then not as much as you. I've heard it once in a great while. I don't really hear it anymore. But when I did hear it, I was a kid, and then I was already a young adult, and then I was full-on adult. So, like, I was a kid, I'd say 10 was when I first heard that. No. I think I was like 9 or 8. Yeah, because I asked the devil, he's like, oh, it's La Llorona, you better, like, it was like, what the fuck? Like, what the hell are you doing? And then she was like, she's gonna get you. She's gonna get you. Oh, she's gonna get you. She's gonna bite you. She's gonna do this. She was adding on all kinds of extra shit that doesn't go along with the whole legend of La Llorona. Like, she was like, she's gonna take you. She's gonna drown you. She's gonna fucking do it. It's like, oh my god. Dude, I was just a little kid. I think I was like 8, 9 years old. Because I remember it was after my father passed. So I think so. And it was just like, what the fuck? Obviously I didn't say what the fuck, otherwise I would have been popped in the mouth. But I was like, what the hell? Like, why are you saying this? She's like, oh, she's gonna get you. And a couple times, like, I'd be asleep, feet out, come up, grab my fucking feet, and I'd be like, what the fuck? And she's like, oh, be careful later on. Like, you fucking bitch. I didn't say that at that point, but I was thinking, like, you fucking bitch. She didn't only do it to me, she did it to my brothers too. And then, like, kukui and stuff like that. But as, like, got older, I heard it, and, like, then that's, like, she's like, did you look outside? Don't fucking look outside. Don't look at her. You don't know what the fuck she's like, she's like, this is the story. And then, like, she told me a little bit. She just told me what the fuck she's heard before. So, yeah, it's just, it's a trip. It's a trip hearing that one. And I think I've heard it like 4 times in my life. Yeah, I've heard it around 4 times in my life. Let's see, there was that. There was one when I think I already had my first apartment. No. It was before that. I heard that and remember asking the devil about it. She's like, well, that's what this is. And she like explained a little bit, La Llorona. And yeah, just a little bit. And then as I got older, I remember hearing it at another apartment I had. And it sounded like it was right in front of the fucking apartment. We didn't look. Because I was like, fuck that shit. It was me, Ghoulie Julie, and like roommates. We heard it, like, nope. We're not looking outside. And it was a studio. So our window was just a big fucking window. We were like, no, I'm not looking. Fuck that. I'm not looking. And even roommates were looking at us like, They just went to their little side. That was it. And like, nope. Last time I heard it, it was years ago. I already lived here, but we heard it outside, and holy shit, you made me think about something. Ghoulie Julie said she looked outside, and that she saw an old lady. No details, just like, it looked like an old lady, and I said, fuck that shit, I closed the window. Huh. That's a trip. Although that one could probably be explained, because where we live, homeless people get into the backyard, and yeah, they're not all young. Some of them are old, so some of them have gone back there and got into bum fights and shit like that. I'm not even kidding. Some of them have started fighting back there, throwing clothes, throwing bottles, and fucking throwing each other. Just, get the fuck out of here. But we did hear that, and she heard it one night when I was asleep. She said she looked. Yeah, I remember I asked her, like, why the fuck did you look? She's like, I was just curious, like, who the fuck is crying outside? Like, what the fuck kind of shit is that? She thought maybe it was a cat or something, like, yowling or whatever. But no, she was like, it was just crying. And she looked, and somebody outside in the backyard just fucking, like, making their way through. And it was like a little old lady, and she just said, fuck that, close the window, close the blinds. Said nope, and she said you could still hear her back there, even though she closed everything. It was just it was like, fuck that. And then she's just like, nope. We had the TV on to play like some, like she was watching something, she was like listening to music. And yeah, she's like, nope. Put it like a notch higher so that we could drown out that old bitch. And then she just said, fuck this, I'm rolling over, fell asleep, threw the blanket over her head. And I don't blame her, because that would have tripped me the fuck out too. Fucking shit. As for your story, yeah, what the fuck? That's a trip. So you've heard it a lot. That's crazy. Are you sure you were a good kid, or were you one of those little bastards that your parents didn't know? Know what I mean? One of those, was your mom one of those Mexican moms? Like, they would never do that. They would never do this. They wouldn't do that. They're good. They're good kids. They're good fucking boy, good girl. Blah, 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 blah. All that bullshit. Even though you're out there sucking for a rock. And if you know what I mean, what I'm saying by that, then you've been around some shit. I'm not saying you did that. I'm just saying. Were you one of those little kids where your parents had stuck up for you no matter fucking what? Or were you actually a good kid? So, I don't know. La Llorona is on your ass for some reason. Going after your children. Oh, shit. Oh, fuck. Okay. Even though I make it fun, that is still weird. That is still trippy. What's fucking with my head is the fact that you heard it further down the road on your street, but it was in front of the neighbor's house. And it sounded like it was like down the street. That's fucking with me. Kind of wondering, was your window open? It doesn't say if your window's open. It just says that you looked out. So, if your window's open, that's still fucking with me, because I know I've heard like urban legend myth about like something that's what it is. Other than that, hopefully you enjoyed that, bloodies. I enjoyed it. That was a weird one. I was like, what the fuck? Only because I have had instances where I've heard a crying lady, and it's just like, what the fuck? It's strange. It doesn't make any sense, but it's just so fucking weird. Either way, hopefully you enjoyed. As for me, I'm gonna look into that because I know I heard something like that. I don't know if it is La Llorona, that's specifically what it's about, but I remember something, and now it's fucking with me. So yeah, I'm looking into it. Other than that, remember this will be on YouTube, so like, subscribe, put on my bell, stay notified, do all that fun stuff. Make sure you check out all the links in the link tree. Follow on Spotify. Take this with you wherever the fuck you're going. Whether or not you're working, exercising, illegal activities, you can have me playing in the background. It's okay. Or maybe you're just getting hot and heavy with your partner and you're just like, hey, why not? Have some scary stories playing in the background while you're just making your own slapping beat. Just completely up to you. Also, what the fuck was I going to say? Oh, to keep up to date with everything Dead and Laughing related, make sure to follow on Instagram. Make sure to do that. And if you have your own scary story and you want it to be on Live with the Afterlife, make sure you DM me. Let me know what the fuck your scary story is. You know what? Even if it isn't something that you couldn't explain, if it's just a scary fucking moment, something that you went through, something that's just like, holy fuck, it's a shit me moment, just go ahead. If you want it to be on here, let me know. Let's see. Check out comic strip and merch, which I am working on new designs for this year. That should be... maybe by the time this is out, it'll probably be out already. So, yeah, working on new designs. So, yeah, don't want to date this one, but yeah. Other than that, I'm going to continue looking at my book, and you can go ahead and leave. I don't remember what page I was at. Oh, fuck. Alright. Bye, bloodies.